Charlie Angus joining us on the Midas Touch Network, a member of Parliament in the House of Commons in Canada. Charlie, we are close to Trump's inauguration. Is Canada ready for the tariffs that Trump is going to impose? What's going on? What's the sentiment right now in Canada?
I think what's really interesting is that Canadians now are much more aware and probably ready for the massive shock that is going to come to the economic system in North America than Americans are. Because this is a $900 billion trade relationship. If Donald Trump decides he's going to start monkey wrenching with that, yeah, it's going to hurt us in a big way. But Canadians are now united, except for a few of our quisling leaders who are trying to curry favor with the gangster in Mar-a-Lago. But average Canadians know this is our nation, this is our sovereignty, this is our identity on the line. So yeah, we're going to be ready for it. The question is what are the American people going to be ready for when suddenly the tariffs start hitting back in a big way, and American industry is going to stumble very quickly because of this very unnecessary, unprovoked attack by Donald Trump?
Tell us how you think it goes down. Day one, Trump does his tariffs. What should we expect Canada to do in response?
I think what you're going to see is it's going to come in either one or two forms. It'll either come with being Canadian, being measured, where we're going to start to roll out a whole series of targeted responses. Certainly, I think Florida will probably get hit hard. Orange juice that we've talked about. The critical minerals strategy, I mean, certainly the New Democratic Party leader, Jagmeet Singh, called on cutting off critical minerals, but British Columbia Premier David Eby also talked about cutting off critical minerals. And for the viewers to know, these are key for the high-tech economy. You can't get it anywhere except to China or Canada right now. And so if we start playing hardball with critical minerals, you're going to see key American industries hit hard. Certainly, there's going to be a whole bunch across the board products that'll be hit. I think some symbolic products, but it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt us in a big way as well. We're going to see certainly our forestry industries will probably get hit hard. But I just want to really reiterate what Donald Trump has done is his attack on us as a nation, his attack on us as a people, and his ridiculing of Canadians. He's brought something up that you don't normally see in Canada. We don't normally wave flags. We don't pump our chests. But I can't walk down the street without people stopping me and saying, we're ready. In fact, there's this beautiful kind of populist patriotism and great ideas just bubbling up everywhere. It's about the resistance. So the resistance is on. So I want to say to our American friends and viewers, get ready for January 20th, because it's going to hit us. Well, we're going to hit back hard. We play hockey and we play for keeps.
You're saying, look, the people in Canada know it's going to hurt, but coming together as a nation and recognize there may have to be this shared sacrifice in the name of Canadian sovereignty. What you're also saying, though, is that, you in America, you think that, this is all some game and that Donald Trump is out there, Canada posting this or that. We're going to hurt you. If you hurt us in Canada, be ready, because we play for keeps in Canada. We're going to hurt you too. You're going to feel pain. And when Donald Trump's out there saying, you don't need Canada, well, you're about to see that you do, and your prices, everything's about to go up. Is that what you're saying?
It's going to hit housing prices. It's going to hit on energy prices. It's going to hit every aspect of the American economy. And, let's face it, we've come out of COVID. We've come out of high inflation. All of us have been struggling to get back to a better place. So this is Donald Trump saying, I'm going to break Canada's back, and they're going to beg me to come and become some kind of vassal state. That's not going to happen. So I'm seeing a real level of determination. And I want to say, I don't think I worry at all about anything Donald Trump can do to us. The only worry we have is whether or not some of our, provincial leaders or that are going to try and cut side deals. But woe to them, because people are seriously pissed. If you're going to try and cut a side deal with the gangster from Mar-a-Lago or kiss up to Mussolini, it's going to hurt you politically. And I'm starting to see in Canada those who haven't stood up, like Pierre Poilievre, who's like Mr. Mini MAGA. His numbers are starting to really seriously take a beating because he's been trying to tiptoe around pissing off Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So to Canadian leaders, you better stand the gaff or you're going to get a hockey stick in the nose, just like Donald Trump is.
You mentioned Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party, the opposition party in Parliament. Another member of the Conservative Party, Danielle Smith, at the provincial level, Alberta. Ben, it's not Alberta, it's Alberta, as people from Alberta made it very clear to me. She took the trip, I call it the pilgrimage of shame, to Mar-a-Lago, where she was trying to cut a side deal with Donald Trump for Alberta's oil and gas companies. But when she returned with news, no exemptions, 25% tariffs. And then she was photographed with Jordan Peterson, Kevin O'Leary, that whole kind of MAGA crew, if you will, who, by the way, was working with Pierre Poilievre, Elon Musk, trying to influence Canadian politics. It does seem, it's an interesting, right? Donald Trump talks about invasion from the South American, from Mexico and from Central American and South American countries. It feels like Canada's coming together and it's like, America, you're trying to invade us with your MAGA, with your guns, with your, with all of these kind of problems. Leave us alone. We're coming together, huh?
Well, this is really important, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of pushback on, I call him Muscolini, Elon Musk. People have been coming up to me. They stopped me the other night. I was out for a drink, and people are saying, hey, tariffs on Tesla. I was like, brilliant idea. So I've been pushing that with the finance minister. That's getting lots of traction. People want payback for what's happening. So Danielle Smith, who goes down to Mar-a-Lago, she doesn't go down with, Alberta's business community. She doesn't go down with labor leaders. She goes down with Jordan Peterson, a known crackpot who's just moved out of Canada because he says Canadians are mean to him. So you just file that one. And he goes down with Kevin O'Leary, a known grifter who wants to sell Canada out, or she goes down with him. So that's her team. She's not down there with Alberta's business community, and she says she's going to cut a deal for Alberta. Meanwhile, she's going to sell out Alberta's forestry industry, their agriculture industry, their tech industries, all to favor big oil. And she comes back and gets called a traitor. And now she's got her right-wing media with headlines saying, Danielle Smith is not a traitor. That's like the worst line ever since, like, I am not a crook. If you're having to say you're not a traitor, well, guess what? Look in the mirror. And while the rest of our leaders from across Canada were meeting to come up with a plan, she was calling it in from her hotel room in Panama. Like, what? She's off on vacation while we're talking. It's we're all in the trenches together. It's the Team Canada approach. We are going to stand up to this. We are going to resist. And if any of those leaders don't want to, well, they can get the hell out of the way.
We know that Donald Trump watches this program. We've been attacked in his various court filings, and his team, is always trying to see what we're saying, which guests we're having on. So as we approach his inauguration on Monday, which, by the way, was apparently too cold for him to be outside, even though JFK in colder weather spoke outside without a jacket, I might add. But he's doing it inside now. Look at the camera. What's your final message right now to Donald Trump before Monday?
Well, Donald Trump, you're a disgrace as a human being. I'm sorry, you may have gotten the presidency, but you're a disgrace. You're a convicted felon. You're a pervert. You treat your allies with absolute disdain while you kiss up to Putin. Here's the thing. We are your best neighbor. We are your best ally. We are your number one trading partner, but we won't break Donald because you think your grifter politics can push us around. And we will continue to defend the international world order. We will continue to work with NATO. We will continue to work with Ukraine. So, Donald, I know this is a big diversion exercise for you to change the channels in the United States, but you're going to have to explain to the American people very quickly why you brought in so many grifters and crooks with you. The American people
will return to Washington Saturday to kick off the days of Regentry to herald his second inauguration as president, 4 years after he departed the city under the shadow of an attack by the supporter on the US Capitol. The realistic changing of power will get underway as Washington solemn pomp is paired with Trump's brand of party, a fireworks showcase to one of his luxury golf properties. Guests including tech industry titans, friends from business world and conservative media stars, and thousands of his supporters streaming in from around the country. With a blast of Arctic air expected to leave the nation's capital, affecting frigid temperature on inauguration day, organizers